so that we have these saved, but it records me. If you would like to ever go back and revisit the practice. So again, I will also click mute all, which helps me to retain that speaker view. But if you have any questions, certainly let me know. All right, do you still have your tennis ball or your spiky ball or whatever could be somewhat similar? I want you to roll it around in your hands a few times, like you were making a snack, whether it was a meatball sandwich or some cookies. Yes, are you a sweet or a savory kind of person? What would you prefer? Doesn't matter because it's actually a ball. All right, if you can, try to roll it a little bit on the top of your hand, maybe even out towards the outer edges of your fingers. And then do the opposite hand too. All we're looking to do here is get a little bit of that myofascial release. Okay, take out some of that stiffness sometimes we feel, and right into the webbing of the hands sometimes. And you can play like a little hack your meatball or a little magic trick or something like that too. All right. And then once you're ready, go ahead and take the ball, bring it up to your right hand side. And we're just going to cross the body. So cross and then lift. Good. If you don't have a ball, but you have maybe a yoga strap, this will work. Okay. If you don't have a ball, but have a little bundle of socks, that works great too. All right, now I want you to take it out to the right side and twist your arm a little bit. Okay, so just a little rotation in the arm and shoulder. Perfect. And then bring it back through the center, switcheroo, and try it once again. All right, and then back through center. Hold the ball in one hand and push it up to the ceiling and bring it down. Okay, so just a big stretch and a pull down. Good. One more. Beautiful. And then switch sides, stretch the left hand up and bring it down. Beautiful. Nice and tall. Good. One more. Beautiful. And now we're going to take opposite corners. So reach it up really high and bring it through the middle and then opposite corners again. Good. And then make sure it goes down to the bottom at one point and then down to the opposite bottom. Okay. So you can think of yourself or you can pretend you're in your little Zoom window and you're sending the ball into the corners of your Zoom. Little Zoom window. All right. One more round. Corner to corner. Perfect. And lower corners. Great. All right, now take the ball and I'm going to hop back up into the chair here. And I want this time for it to be underneath your feet. So maybe underneath your right foot, left foot is down, bunch of little movements back and forth, outer edge, inner edge. Just creating little bitty random movements into the feet that feel good to you. Okay, that nice myofascial release as we call it. And then once you're comfortable with that, set the right foot down, scoop the ball over to the left side, and we'll go back and forth a bunch of times on your left side. Work the heel under a little, top of the foot, or edge of the foot. And then from there, set your left foot down. Good. Take the ball, make sure it goes off to the side somewhere safely out of the way. Okay. So if you give it a kick, make sure it rolls somewhere far away. Okay. And then both feet on the floor. Notice how it feels to be really stable with your feet down. They should feel a little open. You can stretch your fingers also nice and open on your lap. Give your shoulders a big, strong roll back and sit up nice and tall. Take a moment to open your mouth and soften your jaw. You can exhale really loudly if you want. Inhale through the nose. Exhale loudly. Good. One more time. Inhale. Open your mouth and exhale. Beautiful. Take your hands and let them crisscross at your heart, or maybe push your palms together. And as you do, just take a moment to set an intention, or just think of someone you know that needs a little bit of a well wish or a little prayer. And then from that space, please take a nice big deep breath and gently bow your head. You can release your hands and allow your head to come up and your eyes to blink open. Take your right hand, reach up and touch the sky while simultaneously letting your left hand reach the earth. Good. Big, strong extension. Good. And then bring your hands in front as if you had a little set of cymbals. Give them a couple little clink, clank, clings, and then go the other way. Left hand high, right hand low. Good. Come back to the middle and play your cymbals. Good. And then once again, right hand high, left hand low. Come on back to center. Clap it out, cymbals, ching, ching, and then last one, big stretch. And then back to center, clap it out. Whoa. Hands on your lap, take your feet a tiny bit wider. Let your knees stay over your toes and begin to just weave yourself in a little bit of a circle. Okay, if you want to make it a small circle, go ahead. If you'd like to make it a little bit bigger, you're welcome to. And then once you've done a few circles one way, go ahead and reverse your direction. Staying nice and comfortable with the body, nice and stable. And then once you get into that back position, back and stack yourself up nice and tall. Okay. Take your right hand up to the sky and then open it out to the height of your shoulder. Take your thumb, roll it to the floor, lift your thumb to the sky. Roll your thumb to the floor, lift it to the sky. One more, to the floor. Beautiful. And then exhale, bring the hand across the body. And then open it out. Good. Cross your body. And open it out. Good. One more. Cross your body. And open it out. Good. Bring the right hand back to your lap, palm down. Left hand, let it reach up nice and tall. And then from there, open the arm out to the height of your shoulder. Good. Roll your thumb towards the floor. Lift your thumb back up to the sky. And again, roll your thumb to the floor and lift it back. Good. Two more. Rolling your thumb nice and low. Lift it back up. Last one. Roll it down and lift it up. Good. Keep the thumb up and then cross the body and open wide. Cross your body and open. Good. Two more just like that. Crisscrossing your body and open. Last one. Cross over and open. Good. Both arms now out to the side. Make a little cactus. Good. Lift your right hand a little higher, left hand a little lower. Come back to center and go the other way. Left hand, right. Good. And back. One more each way. Right one up, left one low. And center, left one high, right one low. And center. Beautiful. Both arms up and then weave them all the way down. Good. Pull the hands into your heart. Take a nice big deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and exhale. Great job. Take your feet, walk them back into the middle of your space and let your hands come down on your chair. Can you lean back into your chair so that you can scoop your feet up? If you want to do just 1 foot at a time, that's okay. But if you can lean back and lift your feet up, can you point and flex your toes? Good. Again, if one at a time feels better, that's perfectly fine. Good. Just make sure you switch if you haven't done so already. And then take your toes, roll them out in some circles. And reverse your circle direction. And then gently let your heels come down. Keep the heels down and scoot yourself back up to sit up a little taller. Hold on to your chair and maybe lean forward just a little bit. Keep looking at your toes if that's okay. And then lift your eyes, lift your chin, and come back. Can you stomp 1 foot back and stomp the other? And then stomp right here in your space. Okay, so you're really getting the feet to pound down to the floor. This doesn't need to be graceful. Think of just pound, pound, pound. Really kind of gets the neurological benefits into your feet, wakes up those toes. Nice and strong for 4 and 3 and 2. Good. And pause. Beautiful. Leave the feet where they are. Do they feel a little tingly? You feel that sensation, a little effervescent? Now just the arms, okay? So pretend like you're going for a really big, vigorous walk or a run. You can bend the elbows. Just make sure you don't bonk your elbow on your chair, okay? And then straighten out your arms and let's go cross-country skiing. So push the arm out and pull it back. Yep, nice and strong. Big, giant movements with those arms. Reach out far. Good. And then how about both arms? A little more like you were downhill skiing. Maybe this is cross-country too, but on that catwalk. All right, good. Now tuck your hands in. You are skiing. All right, I'm going to turn. You don't have to, but I want you to lean forward just a little bit. Pretend like you've tucked your ski poles underneath the side of your body. And then push into your feet to come back up. Okay, one more time. Push the feet into the floor. Lean forward just a little bit. And then keep coming back up to sit up tall. Release your hands down. Good. Wiggle your fingers to the floor so they're nice and long. Good. Inhale, both arms up. Nice big deep breath. Bring your palms together. Exhale your hands back into your heart. Beautiful. If you have a single yoga block, bring it down closer to your right foot. Okay, and let it rest underneath your right foot. If you don't have a block, that's okay. Just leave your foot on the floor. And if your foot is longer than your block, so let the heel come onto the block and you can dangle the toes off the front of the block. Right? And then from here, push your right foot into the floor, into the block. Leave your left foot parallel right next to it. But now I want you to see if you can keep the right foot here, pushing into the block, and maybe lift the left one up. Okay? So you're starting by pushing the right foot down into the block like you wanted to leave a footprint, and then use a kind of a pulley type system to lift that left leg up. Does that make sense? So you're pushing into the right, lifting the left one up. Good. Two more. Push and pull. You've got it. Last one. Push and pull. Nice. All right. Take a moment to just rub out that quadricep on your left side or even into your hip flexor. If you'd like to move the knee gently, you can do that. That's a little bit of a kind of a windshield wiper action. All right. And then from here, take your left foot and tuck it behind your right. Okay. Press the heel out and tuck the foot back and behind. Press your heel out and tuck it back behind. Okay, so a little bit of agility work here. We're tucking behind. You've got it. Last one. Out and tuck that foot behind. Good. Left foot comes down onto the floor. One more time with that pulley system. So push your right foot down into the block like you want to turn it into a pancake and lift the left one up. Lift the left one up. You got it. You can use the arms. You can hold the chair if you'd rather. Good. Lift. Good. Two more. Lift. Beautiful. Last one. Lift. Fantastic. If you need a little massage into the quad, go for it. Into your hip flexor. Feel free. And then take your left foot and tuck it behind the right. And lift up. Good. Tuck it behind. If you'd like to do side to side arms, you're welcome to. If you want to do those arms out to the side, that's okay too. If you need to hold your chair, that's also okay. But if you like extending to one side and tucking under, that's great. Those are big arms across the body, which is always good. Yeah. All right. Last one. Whoosh. And come back. Good. All right. Take your right foot. You can hold on to the hamstring. If you can't hold the foot, but you have a yoga strap, or I'm sorry, hold the hamstring, but you have your yoga strap nearby, you can always strap underneath your leg to help pull your leg up off of the block. Okay. If you can reach down with your hand and lift the leg up, you're welcome to do that. And then try to roll your ankle around. Okay, so we are rooting and rising in this practice today. Reverse direction, but also giving some love to our ankles. And then point, flex your feet. Or your foot, I guess. The other one's not moving. Great. And then from here, set your foot down on the outside of the block. Sit up tall and rise. Exhale, arms wide. Give yourself a hug. A little sway if you wish. Yep. Give yourself a pat on the back. All right. Take a moment to look and see which elbow landed on top. Open your arms wider and then exhale one more time. Give yourself one more hug. And if you'd like, that little bit of a sway is great. Pat on the back. And then release your arms out and let them come down. Beautiful. Give your block a little soccer kick over to your left foot. So now your left heel is on the block. Toes can dangle forward. Right foot is pretty parallel. Okay, nice gentle location of the knees. They're both in the same direction or about the same direction forward. Let your left foot push deep into that block. Really push in, leave a footprint, turn your block into a pancake, and then lift your right one up. Okay, and I'm trying to make mine big so you can see it. If it's just an inch, that's great. Okay, that is perfect. And if you want to add some bigger arms, those pulley arms, you're welcome to. Push that left foot down though. That's what starts the lift, is the push of the left foot down and the lift of the right. Good. Two more. Push. Good. Last one. Beautiful. Leave your foot down, sit up tall, take a break. You can massage into your quadricep a little bit if it needs it. A little bit of a myofascial release, a little bit of love. And then from here, as you sit up nice and tall, cross your foot behind the block and send your heel back. Okay, so you're crisscrossing behind and pressing back out. Crisscross behind, press out. Two more. Crisscross behind and press. Last one, crisscross behind. Good. And then stomp your foot down. Sit up nice and tall. Really big, tall stretch. Long in the body. We're rooting our feet and rise. Exhale, release your hands back down and to your side. Good. Take a deep breath in through the nose. One more. Beautiful. Let's do that one more time. So left foot pushes heavily down into your block. Okay, from here, keep that left foot anchored, lift the right one up. Okay, and again, if you want to try the pulley arms, you're welcome to. If you want to make them even bigger, you can do that too. Big, strong arms, always good. Good. Work on pushing that left foot down though. We are rooting to rise, rooting to rise. Good. Two more. Last one, just like that. Good. Let your hands come down. Take the right heel out and tuck it back behind. Right heel up and tuck it back. Good. Press the heel out and away and bring it back to tuck under. Good. Two more just like that. Press and tuck. Last one, press and tuck. Good. Set your foot down, and if you'd like a little half a windshield wiper, you can do that. And then again, if you have your yoga strap, you're welcome to grab it, or if you can reach down and hold behind your left hamstring and bring the foot up, you can do that. Okay, if you can't hold the leg in the air, the strap is often extremely helpful. Just thread it underneath and use your hands to hold the strap ends to lift the leg. Continue with some circles at the ankle. Reverse your direction. And then point and flex your foot. Nice. Great work, everyone. From here, send that left foot out and let your windshield wiper knees just come in and go out. Real gentle movements. Great job. All right. Sitting up nice and tall, let your hands stay on your legs. Pull your belly button in, make your body into a little bit of a letter C curve. You can look down towards the floor. Inhale, bring your belly button forward, look up and open through the heart, eyes open big and bright. Exhale here, rounding through into a letter C curve. And then gently reversing direction, open up with a nice big deep breath. Good, last two. Exhale, curling in, nice and round. Inhale, open up through the heart. Last one. Exhale here, curling in nice and round. And coming on forward. Beautiful. Walking your hands back to sit up nice and tall. Inhale, lift both arms up to the ceiling. Nice big stretch. Exhale, pull the elbows strong, open and wide. You're in a cactus. And you bring your fingertips to your head, either on the forehead or behind you maybe. See if you can do a little dip with your left elbow. And then come back to center. And a little dip with your right elbow. And back to center. Good. One more time. Little dip with your left elbow. And back to center. And a little dip with the right. And back to center. Beautiful. Take a deep breath and stretch your hands up. And then gently weave your hands all the way down. Good. Bringing your hands back into your heart. Take a nice big deep breath. Open your mouth and exhale. One more time. Nice big deep breath. Open your mouth and exhale. Beautiful. Walk your feet back into the middle. And if you have a block and you can scoot it out of the way, go for it. Letting your feet come forward and your knees and toes also point forward. I'm going to do a little bit of a breath exercise here. A little bit of a grounding breath, releasing breath. It is a lion's breath. So yes, you have 100% permission to stick out your tongue. Okay. In fact, it works better if you do. All right. So on your big inhale, you'll feel kind of that lift. And as you exhale, stick out your tongue and make an HA lion kind of noise. There you go. Bring your tongue back in and swallow. And try that again. Inhale, nice big deep breath. Stick out your tongue. You can look up to your eyebrows. Good. Draw your tongue back in and swallow. One final time. Inhale through your nose. Stick out your tongue. Good. Draw your tongue back in. Good. If you have water or something to drink nearby, you're welcome to take it. Sometimes you even need to dry off your mouth. That lion's breath is fun. All right. From here, we will prepare to stand up. So if you would prefer to stay in your chair, you are, of course, more than welcome to. If you'd like to practice standing but not actually stand up, we will do that 2 times before we stand. And again, if you want to come to standing, that's always welcome too. Okay, so first and foremost, make sure that there is a clear space around you. The props are safely out of the way. Your knees and toes are forward. Your hands can stay on your lap. They can also move closer to your chair. Tuck your heels a little bit lower and underneath you, and let your nose come over your toes. And as you prepare to stand up, you can lift a little and then settle back down and into your chair. Okay, if you'd like to try that again, feel free. Nose over the toes, shift your weight a little, come up, and then change your mind, settle back down. All right, this last one, third one, will take you all the way to standing. So if you're comfortable standing, this is your time to shine. If you want to stay in your chair, this is also your time to shine, but just stay in the chair, okay? Nose over the toes, big deep breath, power into those feet, come up to standing if that's for you today. And if you'd like to stay in the chair, that's great too. If you do stand up, take a moment to wander to the back chair, back your space, and make sure you can stand nice and safely behind your chair. And as you do, feel your feet press really deep into the floor. You can hold the chair, or if you'd like to, you can always move closer to a wall. If you're going to remain in the chair, no problem. Same kind of thing. Both feet are forward, knees and toes forward, and you're sitting up nice and tall. Okay, everybody feel the crown of your head lift just 6 inches taller. Really big. Left hand remains on your chair. Right arm opens out, gives you a lift, and that nice crescent overhead. Take a deep breath in. One more. Awesome. Go ahead and come back to center and release your hand down. Left side, deep breath, sweep it out and wide, open it up and come over your head. Nice big deep breath. And then gently let your hand come all the way down. Beautiful. Take your feet a little bit wider, especially if you're standing. Also, if you're seated, just heel toe out. And then we'll come across the body. So right hand stays on the chair. Left arm reaches behind you just a little or back to the side. And then press the hand across. Okay, so if you're still seated in the chair, just hand on the hip, right hand on the hip. Okay, reach across. And you can take your feet wider if you're seated in the chair. Reach across. Okay, open those fingers either way. Stretch your fingers out. Think of having the starfish hand. So you're spreading your fingers and stretching, spreading your fingers and stretching. Two more. Stretch and reach. Last one. Stretch. Good. And reach. Let your left hand come down. Take a breath. Open the right arm out. Stretch your fingers wide. Good. Cross your body. And extend. Cross your body. And extend it. Nice. Keep crossing here. And extend. Good. Four more. Cross it over. And extend. Three more. Cross it over. And extend. Two more. Cross it over. And extend. Last one. Cross it over. Awesome. All right. From here, left hand now reaches up. I want you to imagine you're grabbing an apple. Okay, twist it off a tree and then bring it either to your hip where there might be a satchel, or if you'd like, maybe a basket in front of you, bending your knees. Lifting up, take another apple off the tree, twist, twist, and bend your knees, bring it down onto the basket or the satchel. Reach up, give a twist, and bring it down. Good, one more. Reach up, little twist, and bring it down. Good. Switching sides. Left hand on the chair, right hand big stretch. Give a twist of your apple and bring your hand back down. Good. And remember, you can come just across to your hip if that's better for you, okay? Reach up, give a twist, come across. Good. And again, stretch up, give a twist, come across. Last two, just like this. Reach up, give a twist, come across. Last one, reach up, give a twist, and come across. Beautiful. Both hands back into the center of your chair. If you're standing, walk your feet back in the middle. If you are seated and you took your feet wider, go ahead and bring them back into the middle also. If you're seated, hands on the thighs, lean forward just a little bit, right? If you are standing, hands stay on the chair, walk your feet back a little bit instead, okay? Keep your eye gaze soft and in front. Take a breath. If you're standing and it would feel good to bend your knees one or two times, you're welcome to do that. And then take a nice big deep breath. And a nice easy exhale. You're welcome to start walking your feet closer to your chair. And as you do, stand up nice and tall. Big deep breath. If you're seated, go ahead and lift your hands up to the sky with a big deep breath. If you're standing, you can lift one hand up if that feels good. If you're comfortable with both hands, you can do both hands, okay? Nice big deep breath. One more. All right, everybody bring your hands back. Good. All right, if you are standing, go ahead and shift over to the left-hand side of your chair. If you are seated, you'll just scoot over to the left side of your chair, okay? Taking, if you're seated, your left foot behind you a little bit and your right heel forward, Okay, we're going to work on some ankle articulation. If you're standing, bring your right heel closer to the front of the chair. Leave your toes up. Shifting your weight into the ball of your foot, press your left hand forward. And then pull back, shifting your weight, lift your right toes up. And then shifting forward again, push, and gently coming back. Again, pushing forward and coming back. 2 more times. Pushing forward and gently come back. Last one. Pushing forward and coming back. Beautiful. Take a couple steps behind your chair if you're there. If you're to come to the right-hand side. If you're seated, scoot yourself through the middle and then bring your left heel forward, right heel back. Okay. So if your heel is on the floor, if you're seated in the chair, you're working that ankle rotation on the front foot. If you're standing next to the side of your chair, left heel comes forward, hits the floor, and then shift your weight so that you're pushing the ball of your foot down. And then shift your weight back. Okay. Once you get the legs moving, the hips moving, you can add the arms. Arms are really good. So you can sweep forward and sweep back. And sweep forward and back. Good. 4 more times for 4. And shift back. You've got it. And 3. Good. And shift back. And 2. And shift back. Last 1. Nice and strong. And shift back. Beautiful. All right, come and stand towards the back of your chair. And if you're there behind it, do a couple sideways steps. Those are our lateral steps. Good for our movement in the body. Okay, so just back and forth, side to side behind your chair. If you're seated, I want you just to sway to the sides. Okay? Instead of forward and backwards, we're just swaying to the sides. Beautiful. All right, if you're standing still, pick one side to stop on and then come around. We'll walk towards the front of the chair so we can sit down. Make sure before you sit, you have a yoga block. And if you still have a tennis ball or something similar, bring that too. All right, and then make sure before you sit, your chair is nice and close to your legs so that you gracefully, carefully sit down on the chair. If you have the block, set it to the side. If you have the tennis ball or a spiky ball or a ball of socks, that works great too. All right, we're going to play a little game of catch with ourselves. So take the ball into your right hand. Watch it transfer over to the left, right in front of your body. Okay, you can do this slowly. You can do it a little faster. Once you are comfortable with it, go ahead and try the release, okay, from side to side. Remember, if you watch yourself in the Zoom, it can be a little bit confusing, okay? So keep your eye on your ball. And if you need to turn away so you're not watching your Zoom, that's okay too. I want you to try to play catch. Small at first, a little bit larger if you're comfortable with that. If you lose the ball, don't worry about it. You're welcome to come back and get it, or you can just say, all right, I'm pretend, okay? The only reason you would lose the ball and get worried is if your dog was in the room and you have a dog. If you don't have a dog, that's also something to worry about. If you have a dog in your room and you don't have a dog, seems a little bit interesting. But if you have to wriggle the ball out of the dog's mouth, I get that too, because that's exactly what my dog would do. All right, once you have completed these movements, take the ball into your right hand. All right, scoop the hands up over your head. Switch the ball into your left hand. Now, if it is comfortable, let's go around the world. Can you take the ball underneath your legs? Okay, if that's not quite for you, right in front of you instead. And then, yeah, big circle all the way around. So if you can make it come underneath the legs, go for it. If it doesn't feel right and you'd like to just bring it in closer to the belly button and pass off the ball, go ahead. What I want you to do is make really big arm movements, giant circles, up and down. Nice, big circles up and down. Good. Two more. Big circle up and down. Last one. Big circle up. Stop at the top. And reverse direction. So again, if you need to exchange in front of your belly button, that's great. If that little bit of a forward fold is working for you, please feel free to take that, okay? Big circles with the arms. Nice. Two more times. All the way around. Get really tall at the top. You've got it all the way around. Good. Last one. Perfect. All right, take the ball into your right hand and okay, we're not pitchers here, but I want you to hold the ball and spread out your fingers as much as you can. All right. So even if you need to come in and give a little bit of a manual spread out of those fingers, go for it. Okay, so it's like you're wrapping your hands around or your hand around a really big doorknob and then bring the hand forward and then open and close that big doorknob. There you go. Nice. Good. And then pause, bring the arm in, push the arm out. And if you'd like to, say this with me. So it's a push and a pull, and a push and a pull. Good. Use that SH sound. Push and pull and push and pull. Two more times. Push and pull. Last one. Push and pull. Great job. Take your ball into your left hand and spread out those fingers as much as you can. If you need to, give a little more space between some of them because they like to be closer together. That's perfectly fine. If it hurts in any way, obviously back off. But if it feels all right, give yourself a nice hold, nice big, I don't know, I'm not a baseball player. We're going to call it a knuckleball though, okay? All right, pretend anyway. All right, elbow close to the body. Here we go. Left hand will push, use that SH sound, and pull. Big push and pull, right? It's like you've wrapped your hands around a big giant doorknob. Push and pull. You've got it. Use your shoulder. Push and pull. Good. Big push and pull. Two more times. Push and pull. Last one. Big push and pull. Beautiful. Take the tennis ball back down into your lap and just sort of let it sit there. Open up your hands and just let your hands kind of release now that you've let go of the tennis ball. If you need to massage them a little bit, go ahead. If you want to rub them together like you were washing your hands or even putting on some hand lotion, go ahead and give yourself that little gentle type of massage. And then final thing with the tennis ball, we're going around the world. Okay, so take the ball into your right hand. Make sure there's a little distance between you and the chair. See if you can reach behind you to do the ball exchange. Okay, reach behind you. Okay, functional movements. You know when you need to fix a pillow behind you? Yes, you know when you need to make sure your sweater's not bunched up in the back? You want to get those big shoulder movements. All right, last one, just like this. And then pause with the ball in front. Let's go behind, back behind you, and bring those hands forward. Good, big movements of the arms, big movements into those shoulders. Good, and come back. Two more times, round and round, and return. Last one, round we go, and come back. Whew. Let the ball come down. Good. Now, if you can set your ball somewhere safely without it rolling, go for it. If you need to kind of roll it off to the side, feel free to do so, right? And then find your yoga block one more time and bring it closer to your right foot. Let your heel come onto the block on your right side. Let your left foot be nice and close. If your foot rather, is longer than your block, let the heel come towards the edge and your toes can dangle off the top. Right. Staying nice and tall. See if you can get your spine to lengthen here. Big deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now turn your right knee out and let your pinky toe come onto the block. Okay, see how that feels in your hip. Sitting up nice and tall. Feel the crown of your head lift you big. Now, if this is comfortable for you, stay right here. Maybe even bring your hands a little behind you and try a little bit of a hinge forward. See how that feels. And then come back up. Now you can keep your right leg like this. You can bring it back into a little windshield wiper. If you are comfortable bringing the foot up and crossing it, if that's in your practice, you're welcome to do that. Okay, that might not feel good. So if that's the case, bring the foot back to the block. All right, you can also adjust the height of the block if you want the knee a little bit higher, but not totally crisscrossed, okay? You can always do a double stack, maybe even 2 blocks together. It's also another option. Okay, but again, hands can come behind you a little bit. See if you can lean forward into that space. Nice big deep breath for, again, that option. If you want to crisscross a little bit higher on your own left leg, that's great too. Nice big deep breath in. One more time. Nice big deep breath. Beautiful. On the next inhalation, please lengthen your spine and come back up. Lift your leg off if you can without using your hands, and then try your windshield wiper one more time. Beautiful. All right, from here, we'll scoot the block over just a little so it's closer to your left foot. Option if you want to have that second block or just the one, but roll to your pinky toe side of the left foot. So the left knee is going to do this nice big external rotation. Hold on to your chair if it feels all right, and give yourself that little bit of a forward fold. Take a couple deep breaths right here. Inhale and exhale. More time. Nice big deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Back to center. You can give yourself that nice little rock back and forth if you wish, if that one felt okay. Beautiful. And now both feet will come together. So if you're still using the block, you might need to move it a little more in the middle and bring both pinky toes down to the block. If you don't have a block, perfectly fine. Just keep the feet on the floor. Let the knees open a little bit. As you sit up nice and tall, can you let your arms stretch and lower back down? Nice. Lifting up a little bit taller and opening those hands back down. Good. And again, lifting up. Yeah, it's like that butterfly, just floating through. Good. Last one. Nice big deep breath. And lower down. Hands come to the outside of your legs and then bring the knees back up. Step off of the block. Scoop back on your chair. Hands can stay on your lap, or if you'd like, you can take your forearms to your lap. Okay? Maybe even look down towards your toes, towards the floor. Couple nice big deep breaths in and out. Very gently take a moment to breathe. And when you're ready, start to walk your hands back up your lap. Take your feet back into the middle. Sit up nice and tall. Big deep breath in through your nose. Big exhale. Good. Continue to sit up nice and tall, but turn your head slightly to your right side. Peek out over your right shoulder. Take a nice big deep breath in through your nose. And exhale. Gently take your head back to center. And then look out over your left side. And once again, another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Beautiful. Bring your head back to center, staying right here. Turn your head slightly, tilt your ear slightly, right ear closer to your right shoulder. Left hand can dangle down towards the floor if that feels okay on your upper back and your neck. You can wander your eyes up to the left corner of your left eye if you'd like. And then very gently, you need a little hand. Bring your right hand towards your right ear and come back up. Good. Shrug your shoulders a couple times. And then we'll go the other way. All right, so staying nice and tall, left ear to your left shoulder. And take your right hand and let it get heavier, dangle down if that feels all right. Take a deep breath in and out. Beautiful. And then if you need to, left hand comes by your left ear to give you that little bit of a lift. Shrug your shoulders up and down a couple times. Beautiful. All right, soften the shoulders. Okay, so we're going to finish here with a little bit of vocal work before we settle into our relaxation. So if you need to get a little more comfortable in your chair, you're welcome to. You can stay in this chair, but we're going to bring back, I haven't done this one in a while, but it's the A-E-I-O-N-U sounds, the vowel sounds, but the big power comes from your diaphragm. So push all of that air out to make these bigger sounds. Feel free to have a sip of water now and or during and after for sure. Okay. When you're ready, start with a nice big swallow. Take a deep breath and just say the letter A. A. Good. Take a moment to swallow. And now the letter E. Okay, here we go. E. All right. You can't help but make a smiley face when you're saying the letter E. So I'm loving that I'm seeing this. All right. I. Okay. So nice big deep breath. Here we go. Letter I. Ah. Hey, great job. Great job. Feel free to swallow. Have a sip of water if you need it. Okay. All right, here we go. For all us Orioles fans, you ready? Here comes the big O. Here we go. Oh, hug those cheeks together. Oh, great job. Great job. Make sure you swallow. One more. You know what it is. Letter U. Are you ready? Nice big deep breath. U. Hug those cheeks together. Make that U shape with your lips. U. All the way, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Great job. Great job. Take a moment to swallow. Beautiful. We're going to say them 3 times a little faster. So it'll be A, E, I, O, U. Really work on the big expressive face features too, okay? All right, this one's a little faster, 3 times through. So nice big deep breath. Here we go. A, E, I, O, U. 2 more times. Here we go. A, E, I, O, U. 1 more time. Here we go. A, E, I, O, U. Take a breath and swallow. All right. Our final time through, we're going to take E on a roller coaster. Okay. So the E is going to go, ah, E. All right. And then we'll get to U and we'll be done. All right. Are you ready for it? I know. How often do you get to take E on a roller coaster? Not very. So you ready for it? All right. Feel free to grab a sip of water. I actually am going to do that before we start. And take a nice big deep breath. And here we go. A, E. Good job. Here we go. Oh, and one more. Hold it. You. Perfect. We did it. All right. Everybody take a moment to swallow, or in fact, have a sip of water. If you have something that you can drink nearby, okay? All right. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Good. Please try that again. Another deep breath in and exhale. Two more times. Nice big deep breath. Shrug the shoulders. Exhale. Beautiful. All right. I now invite you to get really comfortable. So if you are sitting in your chair or on, and you have your feet up, you're welcome to keep them up. Elevate them on your blocks. You're welcome to move back or over closer to a couch or to a reclining chair if you have something like that that is close by. Take a moment just to find your deeper, steadier breath. Okay. You can warm up your hands if you wish, maybe even give a little massage to the back of your neck. That feels comfortable. You're welcome to take your hands, massage them together, make a circle around your eyes, maybe even around your ears, down into your jaw. All right, the important part is that you are comfortable and that you can relax. And to start our relaxation here, I'm going to share a poem with you and then invite you to just continue to stay in your Shavasana. Okay, where you're just relaxing space. Take a moment to close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. And this poem is called The Tree of Life by Donna Fald. I am the immovable root of a tree I can't see, whose trunk and branches extend up and out to an infinity of being, whose leaves catch light and transform it into energy. I feel the taproot running deep, sustaining me. Without it, I could not bend in the wind or stand through raging tempests. It extends down and in, anchor and liberator, reaching back to the primordial sea of love, connecting me with the unseen in all directions. My fruit falls far beyond my reach, and the seeds are scattered far and wide. A few are planted by wise hands in fertile soil and grow, even though I don't know where.
Ever so gently begin to return back to your breath and your space. Now, of course, if you can take a longer rest, please feel free to do so. If you can even make it a nap, you're welcome to do that as well. But if you'd like to just kind of wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, and begin to come back up to a seated posture. If you're leaning back, or if you'd like to bring your hands closer to your heart, cross them at your heart or bring them together. Take a nice big deep breath in. And as you exhale, smile in a simple gesture of gratitude to yourself. It is a big smile from me to all of you, saying thank you and allowing me to take this seat before you and be your instructor and spend this time with you. It is an honor and a joy to be here. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day and a wonderful, wonderful week. Namaste, my friends. Thank you all so much for being here. Stop this recording.